So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a reptile show in Orlando. They had so many amazing reptiles and amphibians, and they also have lots of rare exotic plants. So I picked out a couple, and I want to show you one that we're going to repot today. Hey guys, welcome to another video at If Flowers Can Talk. It's been a while since I recorded a video. I've been really busy, and I got this beautiful pitcher plant which has red pitchers. As it grows bigger, the pitchers get nice and red. You can see the little baby right there is green, but that'll change. Beautiful, healthy plant picked up at the reptile show that has exotic plants as well. Now, doing research, a lot of people don't know, but these don't like soil. Even with a lot of perlite in it, it's too much nutrients. They prefer a non-nutrient based substrate, and the perfect substrate is sphagnum moss, or sphagnum moss with a little bit of bark, such as orchid bark. So we're going to be using a mixed blend of orchid bark and sphagnum moss today. Now I'm just going to head to Home Depot. These plants like to keep the roots moist, so the substrate has to stay moist, not soaking wet, but moist. So I figured, since I go out of town once in a while, a self-watering pot would be perfect for this. We're gonna head to Home Depot now, grab the pot, I'll show it to you, and then we're gonna pot this guy up. So we're here at Home Depot. Nice hot day, looking for this self-watering pot. Hopefully we find one.
All the girls with pretty mouths, they always walk your way. They follow you in cars and bars and even on airplanes. I'm special, yeah, I'm special, 'cause they just don't got, oh, they just don't got what I've got. I'm someone you can take home to meet your mom and pa. I'm your trashy little cupcake dressed in polka dots. So be a loudmouth Yankee lady, baby, you're just the cowboy that I'm looking for.
So this is the self-watering pot. It had a little label up here that says twist and pull up. So basically how this works, I've never used it myself. You twist and lift the pot out. It has a string that feeds into the pot, and it has a section of reservoir to hold the water, which stops right about at the top. So when it runs dry, you know you can continuing to add water as it gets lower. So you put the pot in here, it goes right in, just like that. And as long as the water is halfway to full, you're good. That string feeds into the pot. I mean, as the soil would start to dry, it'll feed water to the substrate evenly. It's definitely safer than originally. I was just gonna put the pot in a saucer and keep water on the bottom. That would probably work if you're going out of town and you just wanted to do it that one time. But as a way to grow these, this is definitely a good option. And I definitely plan to get more of these type of plants, so I would definitely be buying more of these. So we're gonna fill this up and get this plant started. So I ordered this from Repot Me. You can get this at Home Depot, just regular orchid bark mix for Phalaenopsis or Cattleya. This one is for Phalaenopsis, and it has some really good stuff in here. It has a little moss, some wood, some perlite, some charcoal, some other things. Actually, I'm not sure if this one has charcoal, but it's a nice mix right here. And then I have some moist sphagnum moss. You can get this at Home Depot in a pack for like $6. It would do maybe 5 of these, 5 of this amount. So it'll last you a long time. I don't think I need this much. I'm gonna put a little bit on the side and add my bark mix to it. So this looks about right. Now I don't want to get into percentages. We're not measuring or doing exact percentages, but just to make it simple, you want to have more moss than this bark. So I'm doing like 60% moss. You can do 75% moss or even 80% moss and just sprinkle a little bit of this in here, but this looks really good. Just something for the roots to grab onto, and this is perfect. So just to moisten it up, just adding a little bit of spring water. Of course, we're gonna have water in the bottom of the reservoir in the pot, but I just wanna keep this nice and moist. Yeah, that's perfect. So now I'm just adding some substrate into the pot, just enough to level it off so I could put the plant in. And I'm gonna show you the exact type of pitcher plant this is. That is the name right there. And I'm just loosening the base so we can pull out the plant. And I'm taking most of the substrate off, but not all of it. It's a small plant. I don't want to shock it too much. You could totally bare root it, but I'm doing it this way, putting it in there, making sure the level of the crown is where you're gonna fill the substrate. You don't want to go too high over that or too low, and then just press it down once the level is perfect. Make sure it's nicely in there, nice and snug, so the plant doesn't fall out. It's so hot out here and humid in South Florida. We had some nice rains last night, and this morning it's just been like baking hot. So all that moisture is coming up. It's good for some of these plants, but not too good for me recording. And I just had a nice hot coffee not too long ago. So this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm putting this back into the sleeve for the self-watering pot. And if you didn't use a self-watering pot, it's fine. Just make sure the substrate stays moist. It would be the same application. You would just be doing it in a regular pot. This is just easier for me with this self-watering pot. And now this goes right in here, just like so. All right, so now it's snapped into place. Now this particular pot, maybe just a drop on the bigger side. I could have got one just a drop smaller. This is about triple the size what it was in. Normally I don't like going that much bigger, but it should be fine. And you know, these pitcher plants are amazing. I'm sure if you've seen some of them in hanging baskets, they get really, really big, and these pitchers could get really big, almost as big or bigger than my hand. Sometimes I've seen people feed the pitchers earthworms, mealworms, different types of flies when it's a real big pitcher, but just water them, keep them in some sunlight, not direct sunlight, but partial shade with a nice decent amount of light. They're not indoor plants. You don't want to keep them away from the sun like a real heavy shaded plant. You definitely want to give them a nice amount of light, keep them moist, and they'll grow. This one came out really, really nice. So I forgot one of the vital steps to fill the pot with water, so we're gonna take this off. And you can see I'm just gonna fill that with water until it reaches the top. So that's about right there. It's almost to the very top. On the bottom there's like this plug. It was a little loose, so it started dripping water on me. I was wondering why it was doing that, but now it's perfectly fine. I guess if you want to drain it and you don't want to open it. Well, I'm learning as I go along. On the bottom, so we're learning as we go along. If you look at the bottom where those ridges are, that's where the water should stop. Any higher than that, the pot's gonna be soaking in water. So that's basically an overflow. So if it goes over that level, it will automatically drain out the bottom. So that's basically what it's doing. I thought it was just a hole in there, so that actually works out perfectly. Let me give you a closer look. So as you can see, if the water level goes above this, it just drains into there and it leaves the bottom of the pot. It won't let the water level go up, especially say if it's raining and this pot overflows. That'll never happen. It'll keep dripping out so that the water level stays at the perfect height. So I'm actually learning a lot about this pot. I'm becoming an expert on camera. With all these features, this pot is really good, really worth it. So now we're gonna put this back down in here, just like that. See, your water level is good. And this pot is really worth it now that I'm seeing all these features. I didn't know it had that many features to it. It's really an amazing pot to keep your plants hydrated, especially something like this. This plant was not cheap. I spent $75. This is a rare type of pitcher plant. You can get a common one for way cheaper, but these grow these beautiful red. And as they get bigger, they get more red. Just absolutely stunning, stunning plant right here. So I hope you guys learned something today. I learned a lot about that self-watering pot that I've never bought before. And I thought that that pot had a crack on the bottom and it was dripping. I was like, now I gotta go back to the store and buy another one. But it all worked out. It's an amazing pot for an amazing plant. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Now I'm just gonna relax, probably cook some dinner and just enjoy the rest of my weekend. I hope you guys enjoy yours and just relax. The plants just soothe me. They soothe my soul. I come home. If I have negative energy out there, I make my happy place in here with my coffee, with a cup of tea, and just looking at these amazing plants. I love watering them. Just seeing new growth on a plant is so soothing when you're by yourself or even with somebody who also enjoys it. Just make your happy place at home. Now I'm gonna head out and grab some food for dinner. I hope you guys enjoy the video and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I appreciate the support. So if you guys watched my video, it was a couple of videos ago, maybe it was my last video, when I got my Australian fern, which is right here. It was so much smaller than this. I put it in this bigger pot and it actually looked like the pot was too big at the time. But now I think it's about to outgrow this pot. I have the camera zoomed out. If I zoom in regular, it's like that. You could barely see it. This thing is absolutely amazing. So check out that video if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna do an update on this as well. We're gonna go to Home Depot now. No, we're gonna go. We're gonna head to Home Depot now. So apparently on the bottom there's like this plug. It was a little loose, so it started dripping water on me. I was wondering why it was doing that, but now it's perfectly fine. I guess if you want to drain it and you don't want to open it. Well, I'm learning as I go along.